Leslie LaForest, Pilates instructor, personal trainer, right? I always say that. First off, I want to give a huge shout out to my first chiropractors, Doctors Barbara and Frank Costa. Well, I only said Barbara's name first because she was my first chiropractor, Dr. Barbara Shire. She and Dr. Frank got married, so it's Doctors Barbara and Frank, or no, Doctors Frank and Barbara Costa. You know. Anyway, shout out to them for getting me started on this journey. And knowing that I wanted to share this with everyone. See how I'm like slanting and I'm moving all over? Posture is so important. And in my hands here, I have a TRX. It's a system, it's like a suspension kind of system. It moves side to side. It's good for weight training. I have, a lot of times, my clients will bring someone in to join them for a session. And a lot of times we'll start off using the TRX as a stretching tool. However, the new person will come in and I'll say, here, go ahead and grab these. And they'll go like this, and they'll lean back, and they'll do this, and they get that stretch through the upper back, and then they're like pulling on it, and they're real, tight through their body here, and they're using it because they've been using it like pulling up and as a strengthening tool, they're like using it as right? Well, then they're standing and they end up kind of like this. So see how I'm getting my sinkhole, my lower belly's pooching out. I don't necessarily look like I have bad posture. I look like I've got a sad face going on under my boobs here. I don't look bad. It's not to the visual eye that most people would think that, I looked like I was super out of shape. I mean, I might look like I have a little pooch here, but I don't look terrible. But what I see how rounded the upper back is, this roundedness. And that's because when we sit at a computer, when we sit in the car, we sit, and then we do exercises that we're tightening across the front of our chest and our shoulders are coming forward. Yeah, look, my arm looks like I'm getting some definition in it, but am I really, and over time, what is that going to do? So at 50, at 49 and a half, and I've been doing this for a long time, if I had left my body like this, I can almost assume that I'm going to end up kind of like this, right, with my shoulders really rounding forward, and then my neck is going to come slightly forward. And all this will end up like the gooseneck, that we did a week ago for Julie's birthday, right? It'll sag, everything will sag, and even if I don't look still like I have terrible posture, if I put on the right clothes, I could, hide this, but you can see, like, this is sinking in. This is pooching out, and eventually it just gets worse, and it just gets worse. Okay, so when I use the TRX with my clients and with someone new, I use it as a stretching tool, right? Because I want us to open up and get the ribs down and keep the upper body open and flowing and the lower half pulling up and in. So we hold on to the hard handles and we open the feet out wide and come back long in the arms. Not here so that your back is over rounding, but just in a spot where your shoulders can still stay on your back. Your hips go back. I'm watching my camera here to see where I need to go. Your hips go back and your head comes down so your arms are in line with your ears. See, and I can kind of swing a little bit side to side, keeping the legs straight, but trying to create this long line coming out of my hips from the arches of the feet coming up through the pelvis, and the tailbone flips up towards the ceiling. And even the pubic bone, you should think of pulling it through the legs, right? So you're creating this little extension through the spine. And the arms are lengthening, and you can swing a little bit side to side, stretching the inner thighs, and then finding neutral, rounding the back to come up. So when you've gotten your back to kind of arch and loosen up, that's when you want to recruit, pull up and in, and the shoulders go back. And then that encourages, right, a better posture. And the shoulders are up, and there's no more sad face, it's just kind of a shadow. And abs are in, no low back issue. The shoulder, right, where's that rounded shoulder that I had before? My arms are back. And it looks kind of like I'm sticking myself out, but really it's just because I have a lot of muscle on this upper abdominal now, and I'm getting my ribs down. And it's just called, that's just what posture is. If you look at dancers, you know, look at Dancing with the Stars. They wear those skirts that are kind of sometimes up really high around their waist, and then all of this is just open and it's able to move and to twist and to turn without affecting the hips. And the hips can move and do their thing. So everything's got to have its own space. Every cell has to have its own space. Stretching, flexibility is the key. Okay? All right? Sorry, I'm always cutting my head off. Thanks. Bye.